Hi everyone, I am Dr.D.Princy, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Cyber Security, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. In this video, I am going to explain about classes and objects in Java. So in previous video, I am explaining what is class. A class is a collection of data members and member functions. In this video, I am explaining how to define a class members and how to access the members of class using object. Defining a class. A class is defined using a keyword class followed by a user-defined class name and extends keyword and superclass name. Suppose if you are creating an new class based on the existing class, we can use the extends keyword followed by the superclass name. That is optional. Once a class type has been defined, we can create a variables of the type using declaration. Those are generally called as the object. The basics form of class definition is class, class name, extends, superclass name, and within the body of the class, we can declare either fields or methods. Fields are nothing but the member variables. Methods is also known as the functions. Everything inside the square bracket is optional. Suppose if you are deriving a new class from an existing class, we are using that part. As in this example, I'm creating an empty class without any variable and method declaration. So only I'm using the keyword class and followed by a class name as empty, and only I'm using the curly braces which define the body of the class. This class contains nothing. A class name and superclass name are valid Java identifier. Keyword extends indicates the properties of the superclass are extended to the new class. This concept is generally known as the inheritance. Fields declarations. A class contains fields declaration and method declaration. Fields are nothing but the instance variables which are included in the class. Why these variables are called as instance variable means they are created whenever an object of the class is instantiated. Suppose if you are creating 5 objects to that class, 5 instance variables, 5 different values assigned to that variables, so that it is called as the instance variable. In this example, I am creating declaring two fields. One is length, another one is width. Both are of the type integer. It contains two integer type instance variable. No storage space has been created in the memory. Instance variables is also known as the members variables. Next, methods declaration. Methods are a set of statements to perform some specific task. Methods are declared inside the body of the class, but after the declaration of instance variable, we can define the method also. The general form of declaring a method is data type, that is return type of the method, and method name followed by parameters list enclosed with the parentheses. Within the curly braces, we defining the body of the method, which is nothing but the set of statement which is executed when we call the method. Method declaration have four basic parts: name of the method, type of the value and method that should be written, a list of parameters it takes, and the set of statements make it as a body of the method. This is an example of a class, defining a class with fields and methods. The class name is rectangle and fields are length and width. The method name is getData, which takes two arguments, integer x and integer y. So inside the method, I'm assigning the values of x and y to the variable length and width. And also I'm having another method called as the rect area, which returns the integer type value. When we call the method, it returns the integer value. So this method is used to find the area of the rectangle using the formula length. Once a class is defined, with the fields and methods, we have to create an object to access the members of the class. The process of creating an object is also known as instantiating an object. Objects are created using the new operator because the new operator is used to allocate the memory of that object. So it returns a reference to that object. So here, rectangle is a class, rect1 is an object. After declaring a object name of the type rectangle, we are assigning a new to the rectangle constructor. A rectangle is a class name. A method which have the same name of the class name is called as the constructor. Either we can declare creating an object in two ways. The first time form is combined to make it as a single statement as rectangle rect1 is equal to new rectangle of. Rectangle of is the constructor. So both are valid statement to creating an object. The method rectangle is the default constructor of the class. We can create any number of objects of the class rectangle. For example, rectangle rect1 new rectangle of, rectangle rect2 new rectangle of. So I'm creating two copies of the class rectangle. Any changes to the variables of one object have no effect on the variables of another. That is why the new operator is used to give a reference to the specific object. We can create any number of objects for a single per class, but each object having its own value. And it is also possible to create two or more references to the same object. For example, I'm creating a rect1 object. That object will be assigned to the another object called as the rect2. Accessing class members. After creating an object, the main purpose of the object is used to accessing the members of the class. For that, we are using the dot operator. We cannot access the instance of the variables and methods directly. Using the object of this classes only and the dot operators only, we can access the members of the class. So this is a syntax for accessing the members of the class. Object name, dot operator, variable name equal to value, object name, dot operator, method name, and the parameter list. So this is how to accessing the members of the class. The parameter list is a comma separated list of actual values that must match it type and number with the parameter list of the method name declared in the class. If both are matched only, the calling statement will be transferred the flow to the defining method, then only the method will be executed. So here is an example to accessing the members of the class. Rect1 dot length equal to 15, rect1 dot width equal to 10. The 15 and 10 is assigned to the length and the width of the class fields 15 and 10 respectively. Get data. When we call the method get data, we are passing the values 15, 10. It is an actual parameters. Okay, here is a full example which displays overall definitions. Class definition, object definitions, and accessing the members, and finally it displays the result. I'm combining all the parts together to form a full program. I'm defining a class named as rectangle with two fields length and width. It contains two methods. One is get data to assign the values. Another one is rect area to calculate the area of the rectangle. In the main function, I'm creating an object, two objects, rect1 and rect2 of the class rectangle. I'm passing rect1, passing the values for length and width using the rect1 object 15 and 10 respectively, and I'm calling the method. Directly I'm executing the value rect1 dot length into rect1 dot width, so it displays 15 into 10 150 as the result. Then using the second object, I'm calling that method get data and passes the values 20 comma 12, so 20 into 12 240. When I displace the result using first object, it returns 150, and when you're calling the method using the second object, the area value is 240. Thank you all.